Hello girls and boys, fight fans around the world. Welcome to another exciting episode of the UFC world. Today, we are diving deep into the world of UFC, exploring the lesser-known aspects both inside and outside the octagon. Get ready for a roller coaster ride as we present 20 things you didn't know about UFC. Before we dive in, consider subscribing to our channel to remain updated about every new video. So now, any further ado, let's jump right into it. Number 1. No deaths. Did you know that no UFC fighter has ever succumbed to fatal injuries in the octagon? While this may seem surprising to those who perceive MMA as a brutal sport with potential fatalities broadcasted live on TV, the reality is quite different. Contrary to misconceptions, MMA is among the safest sports for training and competition, surpassing the safety records of boxing, Muay Thai, and even mainstream sports like American football. Although deaths due to extreme weight cuts before fights have occurred, they've never transpired during an actual match, fostering hope for the octagon's ongoing safety. Number 2. Strict training. Becoming a UFC fighter involves more than just physical combat. These warriors undergo rigorous training, combining intense physical workouts with mental conditioning. Many fighters incorporate disciplines like yoga and meditation to sharpen focus and sustain peak performance, highlighting the holistic approach required for success in the demanding world of mixed martial arts. Number 3. Water management. Leon Edwards showcased a remarkable weight change from 170 pounds at the official weigh-ins to almost 190 pounds later that night. This transformation is attributed to two techniques employed by UFC fighters to increase weight: water manipulation and carb cycling. Water manipulation involves expelling excess water through excessive sweating and pre-match hydration, a method similar to bodybuilders' pre-competition practices. Carbohydrates, known for water absorption, are significantly reduced, creating the illusion of weight loss, when in fact it's predominantly water weight. Number 4. Celebrities who own UFC shares. UFC, the world's fastest-growing sport, has attracted notable investors, including Conan O'Brien, who purchased shares before it gained fullest legality, yielding substantial returns. Celebrities like Ben Affleck, Tom Brady, Calvin Harris, and Jimmy Kimmel also own UFC shares, along with unexpected enthusiasts like Maria Sharapova and the Williams sisters. Number 5. UFC belt. Real gold. Despite appearing as a mere strap, UFC championship belts, crafted by Dave Milliken and Javier Cortez, are made of real gold or gold plating. For those desiring a taste of championship glory without engaging in fights or hitting the gym, these gold-plated belts are available for purchase at around $1,000. Number 6. UFC champ. 2 victories only. In a surprising turn of events at UFC 3, Steve Jennum stepped in for an injured Ken Shamrock, securing the tourney title with a victory over Harold Howard. Despite triumphing over another opponent at UFC 4, Jennum's MMA career took a downturn with subsequent losses to Tank Abbott, Marco Ruiz, and Jason Godsey, ultimately leading to his retirement. Number 7. UFC pay-per-view theme song. The iconic UFC pay-per-view theme song, a must-have for any playlist, is Face the Pain by the band Stem. This powerful anthem has become synonymous with the anticipation and excitement that precede every UFC event, adding a distinctive musical touch to the world of mixed martial arts. Number 8. Bizarre dental drama. Gerard Gordo's 30-second knockout of Telia, Chile at UFC 1 is renowned, particularly for a kick that sent one of Chile's teeth into the crowd. However, Erich Kroos's book Brawl reveals that 2 more of Chile's teeth were embedded in Gordo's foot during the match. Despite the gruesome situation, Gordo fought twice more that night, losing to Royce Gracie in the final. To prevent infection, doctors opted not to remove the teeth in the cage. Unfortunately, the wound became severely infected, leading to weeks of medical treatment upon Gordo's return home. Ouch, what a stomach-turning tale. Number 9. UFC 70. Bonus Award debut. At UFC 70 in 2007, Dana White introduced bonuses for fight, knockout, and submission of the night. Terry Adams' chokeout of Matt Grice earned the inaugural Submission of the Night award, preceding other winners Michael Bisping, Elvis Sinosik, and Gabriel Gonzaga, who received honors for fight and KO of the night, respectively. Number 10. UFC 243. Record-breaking spectacle. UFC 243, held in 2019 at Melbourne's Marvel Stadium, set a record for live attendance with 57,125 spectators. The historic event featured Israel Adesanya unifying the UFC's 185 pounds titles by defeating Robert Whittaker, surpassing the previous record of 56-214 from UFC 193 when Holly Holm knocked out Ronda Rousey. Number 11. Own a piece of UFC? Franchise opportunity. For an initial fee of $30,000 to $50,000 and an investment ranging from $100,000 to $2 million, individuals can own a part of the UFC gym, a franchise associated with the dominant brand in the MMA market. Offering diverse fitness classes alongside MMA training, UFC gyms provide state-of-the-art facilities, including heavy bags, mats, and modern cardio and strength equipment. Number 12. UFC's $4 billion sale dynamics. In 2016, the UFC was sold for an astounding $4 billion. Although Dana White, the president, sold most of his shares, he still retained some ownership. Contrary to popular belief, he was never the sole owner. Ownership was shared with the Fertitta brothers, who held the majority of shares. Number 13. UFC ownership. Beyond Dana White. Many MMA fans may not know that the UFC is owned by Endeavor Group Holdings, a fact not often highlighted during events. Dana White, often seen as the face of the organization, represents the owners. Endeavor bought the UFC for $4 billion in 2016 and also manages the Miss Universe and represents the NFL and NHL. Number 14. UFC Fight Nights. Finish Frenzy. For avid MMA fans seeking violence and wild finishes, UFC Fight Night 55 and UFC 224 are must-watch events. Both featured exceptional finish rates, with 11 out of 11 fights ending in a finish at FN 55 and 13 at UFC 224. UFC Fight Night 55 boasted a 100% finish rate, including 7 KO, TKO finishes and 4 submissions, and marked the beginning of the notable rivalry between Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping. Number 15. Fry and Shamrock's grudge match. In a bitter rivalry, Fry's disdain for Shamrock led him to endure brutal leg and ankle locks at Pride 19, refusing to tap. Despite the animosity, Fry secured the decision victory, but the relentless submission attempts left lasting damage, adding a brutal chapter to their contentious relationship. Number 16. UFC and MMA weight classes. While UFC is synonymous with MMA, it doesn't independently create rules or weight classes. Various governing bodies, specifically athletic commissions, issue guidelines. The unified rules of MMA outline 13 weight classes. UFC incorporates 8 for men and 4 for women, leaving room for potential additions like cruiserweight, super middleweight, super lightweight, strawweight, and super heavyweight. Number 17. UFC's major investment in China. UFC has significantly expanded into China, capitalizing on the vast market and rich martial arts history. The 93,000 square foot state-of-the-art MMA training facility in Shanghai opened in 2019 with a $13 million investment, is a major hub for Asian fighters and athletes. This facility, 3 times the size of the UFC Performance Institute in Las Vegas, not only supports MMA training, but also aids Chinese athletes in preparing for events like the Olympics. Number 18. UFC faces billion-dollar lawsuit battle. Unbeknownst to many MMA fans, UFC faces a significant legal battle. The 2014 antitrust lawsuit, led by former fighter Kung Le, accuses UFC of illegal monopoly practices, allegedly harming global MMA promoters and suppressing fighter wages. In 2020, the lawsuit gained class action status, encompassing 1-200 fighters. If UFC loses, potential compensation could reach $5 billion. Number 19. Debut of Raul Rosas Jr. as the youngest UFC signee ever. You all must have heard about Raul Rosas Jr., the one who was passionate about mixed martial arts since the age of 4. He became the youngest fighter to sign in the UFC back in 2022, when he was just 17. The young athlete had been training for only a year and had already shaken the entire industry with his moves. He quickly rose to prominence in the world of mixed martial arts, earning a reputation as a skilled striker known for his lightning-fast strikes and devastating knockout power. Despite facing criticism about being too young to compete at such a high level, Rosas proved that age is just a number and has continued to excel in the octagon. Number 20. Mushroom Bike Ride USADA Encounter. In an unusual turn of events, UFC lightweight Christos Giagos, opting for a leisurely bike ride with hallucinogenic mushrooms, encountered an unexpected USADA check during his trip. Navigating the encounter while tripping, he managed to complete the required drug test, albeit with some challenges. Despite the disruption, he acknowledges the legal status of mushrooms, providing a unique twist to the tale. Outro. And there you have it, folks, facts about the UFC world that you likely weren't aware of. The world of mixed martial arts is a fascinating one, filled with stories of dedication, resilience, and a passion for the sport that goes beyond the blood and sweat inside the octagon. If you enjoyed this journey into the lesser-known aspects of the people of the UFC sphere, please like and share this video. And it goes without saying that subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell icon to stay tuned for more exciting insights right here. Thanks for joining us. Bye.